Tim Doherty.
Good evening. First, let me say, I echo some of the words that I think Mr. Brendan said. I think the school year is off to a good start as far as our boys in Trailside. They're coming back with some nice positive reports about things that are going on there. My comments tonight are regarding busing concerns, problems, and it may be just in relation to our route. I don't know for sure. It's bus number 12 that runs up, well, tries to run up Highway 164. Certainly, we have addressed these concerns with the bus company. Both my wife and I have called, and so, acknowledging we've already talked to them about these concerns, and acknowledging that 164 is a mess, and we just know that. But it's been a mess since last April, which is our kind of fallback that there should have been a better plan in place. First of all, this really addresses the first couple of weeks of school. The buses were late picking up, and I think they've been late getting the boys to school or just at the last second, so there's no settling in time. The drop-off the first 2 weeks of school was up to a half an hour after the scheduled time. Also, it's kind of curious that one night the bus would come from the south for a subdivision, the next night it would come from the north. So knowing where parents should park and stand to get, receive their kids, it was kind of a random event, which I really couldn't understand. There was a set route. One day, during I think the second week, the driver in the morning announced to my wife, "You'll have to have your kids here 10 minutes earlier," and without any explanation, but that's when she was going to be picking them up. We did have she was getting them there in time for that. The next morning, the bus was already pulling out. She had to chase the bus down to the next stop in the subdivision to get them on the bus to come to school. And we know there were kids left behind. We received no notice from the bus company. That's what prompted our calls to the bus company. In the response, we did get a call back after talking to the manager or the supervisor, whoever was taking the calls, said that there was going to be an adjustment in pickup time from 8:02 to 7:58. We never did receive any official notice from the bus company to that effect. We never received a notice that the initial time had changed. So we've been getting the kids there early, and the bus is still starting to pull out before that pickup time. So there's still parents having to send their kids racing out of their houses to flag the bus down, literally flag the bus down as it's starting to pull out. Also, the first week of school, my son and my other son echoed that there was a nosebleed on the bus. And he went up to inform the driver that there was a student with a bloody nose, and she handed him some tissue and said, "Here, can you help him clean it up?" Not exactly what I think any representative would say was appropriate first aid or an appropriate response to have a third grader assisting with cleanup of blood or any kind of bodily fluid. And again, did not pull over the bus, did not stop the bus to investigate, did not stop the bus or at any times go to investigate what was going on. When we called the bus company, we were, certainly said we will talk to the driver, but again, we never received any official notice, even after that, any official bus change as far as pickup time. As I said, we're concerned the bus in the morning is arriving late to school or just in time, and I'm not sure if Mr. Warble has any observation on that or not, but what our boys indicate to us is that it's getting there last second, or the kids have already started entering the building when their bus pulls up. They've also reported the bus has sat for 10 minutes because the driver refuses to leave until the kids get quiet. They sat there for several minutes. Again, adding to the coming home late, but I think that there's a bigger issue if she has to sit and wait for kids to settle down than really getting things under control and getting that bus run going on time. The kids have also been told they cannot do schoolwork on the bus. And I don't know if that's a new district policy. There's kids who have tried to take out their books to read, were taken out. Now, doing homework on a bus is not something I would really think is easy to do or, that I would never choose to do. But if kids have taken out their books, brought out schoolwork or books just to read, and they've been told, no, you can't have any schoolwork or books out on the bus. If you do, you'll be given a ticket. Apparently, there's some kind of reprimand system that the driver has in place where they're issued tickets if they're in violation of rules. I wouldn't know because I haven't seen anything. I guess at this point, our concerns are to the degree that we're dropping off and picking up our boys from school now until we can really be assured that the kids are going to be getting to school on time, that the bus ride is an appropriate time, not ending up 20 minutes, half an hour late. We can get them home, get their homework done by the time they were just walking in the door and being delivered by the school bus. So, again, I think, it's a new bus company. We thought we could give them a little bit of time, but over the first couple of weeks, things were just not improving. They were, seemed to be random kinds of decisions, random actions, and just not really a very good picture on us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I know 164 caused a big problem, but certainly we need to investigate this further. Mr. Yoke, do you have any comments on it?
Some of the items that Mr. Doherty mentioned, I was aware of and had been working with the bus company on. For the most part, trailside families should expect a 15-minute delay beyond the time at the end of the day drop-off due to the road construction. A lot of the other pieces I'm not aware of. And so I think I'll connect with the bus company to find out what actually happened.
I mean, the nice thing is we have video on all of us, so there's no question anymore of what transpired. You can bring it up on digital video, and we can see if there was a nosebleed, what was the precaution taken, and what transpired, where they were with GPS and everything else. So just have some data people have.
That's all that it's signed up. But is there anybody here that would still like to speak to